again. I beat this a couple of months ago, actually, but I only did the A route. That wasn't actually the true ending. Excuse me. There's actually many other, basically, playthroughs in this game to get to the real ending, and one of them, of course, is the B route. And I never started the B route, so excuse me. I figured, fuck it. Why not just do the B route? That way I can just get this out of the way. They said to load a save file, so I'm gonna do that right now. And hopefully it takes me to where I want to be taken, technically. It doesn't work out.
Interacted with Kaine.
Oh yeah. Okay, it does.
About something from my past. Maybe my mind has been confusing her with my sister this whole time. Anyway.
Hey Bentley, what's up? Chinese dream discrimination. Okay, so it does. It takes us right into the B scenario. Got my braces off. That's cool. Just give me 1 second. Okay, now that I know this works, I can go to my content, I can go to my live, and now I can edit a whole bunch of things. Okay, just give me 1 second here. I'll be back later after study for geometry test tomorrow. Oh, okay, do your thing. Right, I'll be back. Yeah. Cool. All right. Alright, so now I'm just going to go to another Nier video. I don't remember the tags I put in for actually that specific video, if I'm remembering. Wow, when's the last time I actually streamed Nier? Come to think of it, it was... Wow, it was such a long time ago. Not such a long time ago, but it's big enough to where it was like, wow. Okay. Okay. And technically this is on the Switch. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Just give me 1 second. Just putting this in. But God, just thinking about it, I'm just remembering all of these, all of the shit I had to read. I remember that one chapter. What was it? I was in the forest, I believe, and I was doing nothing but reading. Reading. It was awful. I did not like it. Stream. But yeah, so I am excited to continue this though because oh, this one this was really good. This was a good game. I really did it. Of course, Nier Automata is 10 times better. It's not even close, but I mean. Okay. Alright, what is it? Alright, I'm gonna save that. Alright, so I think I'm good now, guys. So now I can actually start it. Sorry about that. I just have to do that real quick. Then, of course, I'm gonna turn it down because that way I can see the comments. That way I can speak to you guys. Just making sure I sound good. Okay, I sound good. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself. There, and then I'll have that right there. Cool. The sound of the rain filled the village. The steep cliffs that surrounded the area magnified sound, causing even the slightest drizzle to rattle like a thunderstorm. Then whiffs of smoke steamed from huts as the villagers huddled in their homes and waited out the rain. A single child, however, had braved the downpour and was now wandering slowly toward the wooden hawk-shaped weather vane at the center of town. The wanderer reached the vane. Is that vane? Vane? I'm gonna say vane. Which had existed for as long as any could remember and stared. The child's face was simultaneously delicate and fierce, like a teacup that had survived a shipwreck. Those traits combined with pale white skin to give the face an almost sexless quality. What? If the beak turns east, I go home. If it stays west, then I... The child blinked. Rain slowly dripped down the young one's short hair and began its long descent to the ground. Come on. Come on. The child felt a slight breeze and watched as the vane slowly creaked to life, spinning this way and that for a moment. It finally started, with the beak pointing firmly towards the east. East? Really? Before the vane could move again, a jagged rock came spinning and tumbling through the air, striking home against the child's head. The force of the blow dropped the child to the ground as hail of stones began to fall all around. Oh no, they found me. A heartbreaking smile crept across the child's face as the stones continued their assault. Through the rain, the sound of multiple footsteps grew louder before a voice rang out. The voice belonged to Timo, worst of all bullies in the area. As Kane struggled to stand, a final stone came skittering through the mud and bounced against her foot. Blood oozed from a cut above her eye and blurred her vision, but she could make out the shapes of Demo and his usual gang of idiots. The boy seemed taken aback for a moment by Kaine's seeming indifference to the blood dripping from her face, but quickly regained his bravado. What's up, freak? You like the rain? You like getting all wet? Or did you just finally decide to run away from home? Though she knew it was futile, Kaine turned to leave. Before she could get more than a few steps, the other children surrounded her, cruelty burning in their eyes. Kaine knew those were not the only eyes on her. The tormentors, parents, watched from the safety of their homes. She was attuned to this sensation. It was one she had experienced many times before. While some villagers simply turned a blind eye to the actions of their children, many encouraged it openly. In a society ruled by superstition and fear, Kaine was something to be hated, and if possible, destroyed. I didn't say you could leave, freak! Demo's words chewed at her like a worm through an apple. He can't hurt me, she lied to herself. Be strong, be brave. He can't hurt me. He can't hurt me. He can't hurt. Oh look, the little freak's gonna cry. What's wrong? Are you sad that everyone hates you and wants you dead? Okay, he didn't do that, but that's pretty much what he's doing. Kaine prayed for the rain to flood down and carry her away from the world that seemed to have no place for her. But if there were gods, they chose to ignore her. As Demo crept ever closer, the clouds began to thin, and the rain slowed. Even the weather hates me. I'm useless. A failure. I wish Demo's rock had taken my head off. Kaine couldn't meet Demo's leering leering gaze. She lowered her eyes and stared at the muddy ground below. The bully moved forward until he was inches away. She could smell the scent of old meat on his last breath. The boy grabbed Kane's face with his thick fingers and yanked it upwards. What? Oh, she tried to turn away, but he forced her gaze back and jammed his thumb against her eyelid to pry it open. Show me. No. Did you just say no? Demo grinned evilly. You don't say no to me. No one says no to me. Not even taking his attention from Kane, he called his cohorts. Come on, guys. Let's give the freak what she deserves. As soon as Demo finished, kicks and blows began to rain down upon Kane. Damn. Demo paused, still grinning, as Kane curled into a ball and tried to make the pain stop. I don't get you, freak. What you acting like a girl for, huh? Everyone knows what you really are. Kane ignored the question, choosing instead to stare at the weather vane. It continued to point east as if supremely confident about the future it had chosen for her. Go home? Yeah, that's a funny joke for someone with dead parents and no home to go to. Freak! Chanted the children. Freak! 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 Okay, they didn't do that. Kane closed her eyes and listened to the rain, waiting for the pain to start again. As the clutching hands of the village children closed around her, she bent her mind to the sound of the rain, letting it become her world entirely. The rain fell, but the pain never came. Only when the laughing of her tormentors turned to terrified cries did she dare open a single blood-caked eye. Kane was shocked to see Demo sprawled on the ground, holding his head and screaming in pain. She could see blood welling from the spaces between his fat, twisted fingers. Oh my god, he's crying. He's actually crying. Deprived of their leader, the other children glanced back and forth between themselves as if waiting for someone to step forward and take charge. When no savior emerged, they began an uneasy shuffle away from Kane. But the young girl was the least of their concerns. Instead, their attention was rapt on the ancient woman standing a few feet away. I'm just kidding. After struggling for breath for a moment, she finally spoke, in a voice thick with rage. I was like a man on it. Now I suggest you scare him before I throw another one. And if any of you little bastards even touch my Kane again, I'll do far worse than throw a rock. You can count on it. I'm like 90% sure that's not how she sounded, but I'm just assuming. The old woman crouched down and gently touched the hand Demo was using to cover the wound. Before he could think to protest, she ground her palm into the wound and twisted it back and forth. Ow! He screamed, leaping to his feet. Stop it! What are you doing? Quit your whining! Ain't no ever died from a scratch. You hit me with a rock, stupid bitch! Big one! That thing could have killed me! The old woman shrugged. Death is the best cure for stupid. Demo's face twisted with rage at her words. Locking his eyes on Kane, he took a step backward and spat on the ground. Tui! Get out! Leave this village! Don't want you here! Either of you! Seeing the old woman grab another stone, Demo and his companions turned tail and ran. As they fled, the old woman grabbed her side and barked out a single laugh. Wah! Let the fat boy go! Guess he's healthy enough to run from a fight. Shit, that's fucked up. The woman's smile faded as she turned attention to Kane. Kneeling down, she removed her shawl and placed it around the young girl's shoulders, then produced a cloth from the folds of her dress and began blotting at the blood on her forehead. Oh, Kane, she said. Why didn't you fight back? You're stronger than that. You're stronger than that lot. The words of her grandmother stung Kane. She turned away. Don't be nice to me, she said. I don't deserve it. Nothing matters anymore. Her tears, held in check for so long, finally began to fall on the muddy ground below. Everyone hates me. They think I caused bad things to happen. They think I'm a freak. I wish I was dead. As Kane's tears turned to sobs, she felt the grandmother's hands on her shoulder. Despite her advanced age and diminutive size, she was a woman of surprising strength, and Kane found herself unable to turn away. Don't talk like that, girl. It's a river wide and deep that flows between the realms of this world and the next, and it grants no mercy to any that attempt the crossing. You got a duty to fight until your last breath. Understand? The old woman tightened her grip and tried to still the tremor in her voice. You know the pain of losing someone else too. Someone close to you, Kane. You know because you survived it. As the words hit home, Kaine was struck by the force of her love for the old woman. As a young child, she didn't even know of her grandmother. But when her parents died, the woman quickly accepted her as her own. Grandma, as Kaine called her, was cunning, vulgar, quick to violence. Their first few years together had not been easy. But with each... Oh, God, dude. Fuck it. How long... I hate this. I hate the fact there's no cutscene. I have to read it. Me, physically, I have to fucking read it. I hate this. The streams have already been on for, like, I want to say close to 15 minutes, and all I've been doing is reading. However, it was only now, sitting in the mud with tears and blood caking her face, that Kaine truly understands the depth of her affection. Here was a woman who had seen hard times, who had seen death, who had fought through all these things and somehow emerged on the other side. If anyone could understand Kaine's pain and loneliness, it was her. Do I make you sick, Grandma? Of course not. Don't be an ass. Kaine drew her grandmother's mouth-eaten shawl around her body and shuddered. But my body, it's not normal. If I was normal, then Mom and Dad wouldn't... Hush. I'll not hear another word of this nonsense. You're my granddaughter, and I love you. And if folks have a problem with that, they can just go to hell. With that, the old woman reached out and placed a wreath of dried flowers in Kaine's hair. The skill it took to bend the flowers without breaking the stem or losing a single petal was remarkable, and the beauty of it made Kaine want to cry all over again. Oh my gosh! These are lunar tears! Grandma, you made this for me? So much reading. Fuck me. Golly. And yet her grandma had somehow collected a dozen more. Kaine reached up and touched the wreath as if she couldn't believe it was real. Where did you find these? Just stumbled on them while I was out doing the shopping. The old woman turned away as she spoke, leading Kaine to suspect that the search had been more difficult than she was letting on. The pains she took to construct the ornament, let alone track down the flowers used in its construction, made Kaine's heart hurt. She reached up gently, adjusted the wreath, admiring the way it felt between her fingers. Didn't quite turn out right, said her grandmother as she squinted at it. These old hands have trouble with delicate work, but it sure looks good on a pretty girl like you. Kaine blushed and turned away. You think I'm pretty? Of course you are. What a fool thing to say. Thank you, Grandma. Her grandma smiled. We're gonna be fine, you and me, she said. As long as we got each other, we'll be just fine. Kaine took her grandmother's hand in hers, and the two of them struggled to their feet. As they began the long walk home, Kaine gripped the hand with all of her might as if trying to stop smoke from drifting away on the wind. The rain had stopped. Kaine stood beneath the weather vane, watching it spin in lazy circles, no longer caring about the direction it faced when it stopped. I don't need to escape. I have a home now. Grandma loves me, and that's enough, even if it's us against the world. Kaine letting her gaze drift up the past vane and into the cloudy sky. The last faint hint of rainbow were slowly fading. As she turned and headed for home, the light scattered into a million particles and vanished, seemingly taken away on the breeze. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my god! That was gonna be a cutscene. God damn it. Filled with the air, both splinters of wood and wood that make a hardened sailor blush. Grandma! Called Kaine. That you, Kaine? Yelled the old woman, taking her eyes off the wood for a moment. Don't get too close or I might take your goddamn foot off by mistake. She brought the axe down on the piece of wood, sending chips away flying in every direction. Once spun past Kaine's close enough to her to hear the whistle, at which point she decided to step back. Once she'd scuttled at a safe distance, she cupped her hands around her mouth and shouted, Grandma! Do you need help? I can get you water or launch a new axe or something. The axe poised to strike another wobbly blow. Paused in midair, the old woman considered her granddaughter's offer for a moment, then smiled. Tell you what, since I'm doing such a piss-poor job of chopping, why don't you come here and take over so I can go get the water? Shades have been restless lately and I don't want you running into one of them bastards. Relinquishing the axe, her grandmother picked up the long pole with the wooden bucket on either end. Gathering water was by far the most difficult of the two jobs, but Kaine knew better than to complain. Once Grandma's mind was set, there was no changing it. Kaine did her best to help with chores, but Grandma took every task that required travel to the village. Though she had a long list of possible excuses, Kaine knew that the real reason she didn't want her granddaughter to be taunted and harassed by the villagers. Once Kaine moved in, Grandma decided to take up the residence a good distance from the area. Out of sight, out of mind seemed to be the best policy when it came to the villagers and her granddaughter, and rare were the days where any but the two of them could be found on the rocky acre of land they called home. Kaine enjoyed the solitude, but harbored a secret resentment that her grandmother was forced to spend her golden years in such a place. Being old is the golden years? Is that true? Oh, golden girl. Oh. I wonder why they call it that. I'll look it up after that. After watching the grandmother leave, Kaine turned her attention to the task at hand. She had never chopped wood before in her life, and soon discovered why the old woman hated the chore. Swing after swing of the axe produced only a tiny crack in the wood, and when she finally managed to connect with a solid stroke, the tool embedded itself in the log and refused to budge. Frustrated, Kaine swung the axe around her head and threw it, log and all, across the yard. Damn it! Damn it! Oh, crap. She suddenly understood the joy of her grandmother, felt in a good curse. Happier now as she picked up the axe, forced it from the wood, and resumed chopping. She had a natural skill with a blade, but the task was challenging and blisters soon began to form on her small pink hands. This is tough. My logs are all weird sizes. Spitting on her palms, ignoring the pain, Kaine redoubled her efforts. Just as she developed a rhythm, Grandma returned from the village, setting down her buckets. With a small sigh, she took one look at the log, coughed out with a wheezy laugh. Pretty clumsy, girl. You better practice if you... Her grandmother suddenly collapsed to her knees, causing one of the buckets to wobble precariously. Eyes wide, Kaine dropped the axe around her grandmother's side. Grandma! The old woman shook her head and pointed a trembling finger at the buckets. Get the bucket. Can't let it spill. Kaine steadied the bucket with a foot as she knelt by her grandmother. A small bit of water sloshed over the side and made a new home in the hem of her dress, but Kaine didn't notice. Grandma, what's happening? Crazed with panic, she grabbed her grandmother by the shoulders and shook. After a moment, the woman lifted her arms and batted Kaine away. Stop that! Just stop! She cried, breathing heavily. It ain't like I'm dying. Just tired from the trip is all. Kaine desperately wanted to believe her, but one look at the old woman shaking her hands and worn face told her more than words ever could. Her grandmother had lived a long, hard life, and it seemed the bill was finally coming due. The time when her grandmother watched over Kaine was ending, sooner than either one of them had feared. The positions would be reversed. The next morning, Kaine came to the side of the grandmother's bed and took her wrinkled hand. Grandma, you're sick. You need medicine. I'm going to the village. The old woman shook her head and tried to rise, but Kaine gently pushed her down. It's all right, she said. I'll be fine. Grandmother fixed her with a gaze that could melt steel. After what seemed an eternity, she finally lowered her eyes and sighed. Well, I don't like it, goddammit. I guess I should quit being so stubborn and let you grow up. The old woman watched as Kaine strapped on her boots, made her way down the road to the village. Hours later, as an unseen sun made its way across the dark and rainy sky, she was still watching Kaine move at a brisk pace, checking her pockets every minute to make sure the money grandmother gave her was still there. Every noise caused her to spin on her heels, making sure she wasn't being stalked by a shade, or worse, Demo and his gang. Shit, there's still a thing? Okay. But she encountered neither tormentors nor shades, and Kaine finally found herself at the entrance to the village. The few adults she could see glanced sideways at her, then muttered to each other behind raised hands before sinking away into the shadows. Her heart racing, Kaine took a series of rapid, shallow breaths and tried to calm herself. I have to prove myself. Not to help Grandma. I have to be strong. She chanted those words to herself and over as she slowly made her way. Finally, her eyes settled on a rotund older woman, who was angrily waving her arms in the air and telling anyone who would listen exactly to what she thought of Kaine's presence. "Hey, lady," said Kaine with a bravado she did not feel. "Where's the apothorsa?" The woman's flabby cheeks shook her bewildered anger. "How dare this thing speak to me?" They seemed to say, but Kaine... "Oh, which way?" Kaine repeated. The woman pointed at the small building to her right before hitching up her dress and stumbling off in the other direction. Kaine cringed, expecting a stone to come flying from the assembled crowd, but none came. Her mind was filled with a strange sense of pride. She made her way to the... It was Demo. He'd clearly been sent here on some kind of family errand, because his gang of followers was nowhere to be found. "Oh my god. What are you doing here, freak?" The insult was delivered without force, and Kaine happily ignored it, stretching on tiptoes to see over the counter. She asked the shopkeeper for the medicine. "Ha!" barked Demo. "That old bitch finally keeled over? Go to hell, Demo." The boy's eyes grew so wide they seemed ready to fall out of his head, but before he could let fly a comeback, or worse, a punch, the apothecary told them to knock it off before he kicked them out of the store. Demo slunk out of the shop, cursing Kaine under his breath. Once he was gone, she allowed herself to breathe once more, taking a brief tour of the shop while the owner prepared her medication. Countless tiny bottles filled with cramped stores, each with a label written in some indecipherable language. An ocean of aromas assaulted her nose, creating a scent that was exotic but not altogether unpleasant. Seeing such a variety of supplies gave Kaine a sense of peace. Surely in a world so vast there would be a place that she could call home. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm about to label this one in ASMR. On the far wall behind the counter rested a portrait of a stunning young girl. The picture had once contained bright, vibrant colors. I have food in my mouth. I hate that so much fucking... How long have I been streaming this? I have been streaming this for almost 30 minutes. I have yet to press the square button, which is the attack button. I've been doing nothing but reading. Gentle crayons from the apothecary hands. "Your grandmother is an old friend of mine," he said as Kaine scooted away yet again, "and I owe her much. I wager she would like if you drew a picture of her." "Yes, I think she would like that very much." Kaine murmured a quiet agreement, but inside her heart was bursting. Never before had a villager treated her with anything but complete contempt. It was tiny, almost a perceptible step, but it was a step nonetheless, and with enough tiny steps, she might one day discover the rest of the world. When Kaine returned home, she found her grandmother asleep in her bed. Her feet were blackened and raw, even bleeding in places, leading Kaine to think that she had been pacing around the room until exhaustion finally caught up with her. She placed the medicine by her grandmother's pillow and turned to leave, but found the old woman's hand clasped around her arm. "Back already, are you?" asked her grandmother with a yawn. "Come here, let me have a look at you." Grandma sat up and examined Connie's from head to toe. Finally satisfied if nothing terrible had befallen her grandchild, she leaned back and allowed herself to relax. "Well, how was it? Those bastards give you any trouble?" It was kind of fun, said Kaine with a small smile. No, seriously, it was. Fun, eh? Asked her grandmother in a voice which she implied she believed anything but. Uh-huh. So anytime you need me to run an errand, just let me know. She spoke. Kaine removed the crayons from her pocket. After a brief explanation of their sources, she informed her grandmother that she was going to sketch her a portrait. Portrait of me? Ridiculous. No one wants to stare at a wrinkled old crone. But Grandma, it'll make you live forever. Horse shit, said her grandmother, throwing back the sheet of her bed. Living forever would just piss me off. Now put those crayons away and help with dinner. But Kaine would not relent, and in the end, Grandma found herself leaning against the wall of their house as if posing for a master artist. Kaine took up the crayons, eyes eyed her subject carefully, and set to work. Just as her grandmother was about to nod off, Kaine finished the piece. After staring at it for a bit, she released it from her grip and let it slowly drift to the floor. It's terrible. It doesn't look like you at all. I'm sorry, Grandma. I thought these crayons would, make drawing easy or something. The woman's eyes narrowed at the granddaughter's disappointment. Let me be the judge of that, she said, ignoring the pain in her back and reaching for the paper. The sketch could have been a person's face. It could have been a boulder, a lump of clay, or an incredibly misshaped loaf of bread, all rendered in a chaotic array of colors. The old woman stared at the picture for a long time, then slowly wheezed out a laugh. Oh, Kaine, she said between laughter. You truly are my blood. You're as clumsy as me, and I love it. But, hush. I won't hear any more bull about how ugly you think it is. It came from the heart, and I'll treasure it always. True to her words, the old woman gave the picture a place of honor above the kitchen table. In the days that followed, Kaine would often catch her staring at the portrait with a strange smile on her face, an action she interpreted as silent, mocking laughter. A week later, Kaine could stand it no more and asked her grandma to take the artwork down. Posh, said the old woman. I'll take this down when they roll me in my shroud. She pondered this for a bit, then turned to Kaine and dropped to one knee. Listen to me, girl. Seeing this picture makes me happy in a way I've never felt before, and it makes me want to go on so that someday you can feel the same happiness. It was a moment that burned itself in Kaine's memory, a perfect blend of pride and love and joy that came together to form a fuck me, dude. Fucking Christ. Ah! Time moves on, people and memories move in and out of the life like ghosts passing through a hall, but this moment will be different, Kaine swore, because I will remember it forever. Forever. Kaine's dreams. Separation. Put some text up, I fucking know it. "5 years had passed since the moment when Kaine's grandmother saved her from the bullies. As is often the way with two stubborn people, their relationship had grown in fits and start. Oh, I'm so sorry. It is so hard. Sorry, as taking my eyes away from the screen for a fucking second. Alright. Connie could not remember a time where she had been any happier. As the years went by, Connie started to shoulder more and more of the daily responsibilities. Her grandma's legs grew weaker by the day, and she could no longer do so many chores she used to take for granted. And so this morning found Connie lacing up her work boots with the breakfast of burned berry rolling through her belly. "Where are you going today?" asked Grandma suddenly. Connie looked up surprised. The old woman rarely asked for specifics anymore. "Yeah, I was going to go check out the kelma trees and see if they were ripe. I thought we could make some jam or something. Oh, I'm going to pick up some flagstones, so I need to take the wheelbarrow." "Flagstones? What the hell for?" Connie stared at her grandmother, then held out an arm and swept it around their home. Constructed mostly of cloth, rope, and rubble, the old place sagged it like a box around Grandma. "A dying cat could shoot through this house. I'm going to build a stone wall so we have some protection." The woman laughed, exposing her toothless grin to the world. "Goddamn girl, if a bunch of thieves want to ransack this old place, let them. We got nothing. We're stealing anyway. I'm not worried about thieves. I'm worried about shades. People saw one west of the village yesterday." The old woman tilted her head and stared at her granddaughter. "Saw one west of the village? Well, shoot, I don't know why you have to do it today. We can worry about it some other—" "Grandma, no. If I don't get to the kelma trees, we won't eat tonight. You know that." A confused expression passed across the old woman's face, and for a moment she was a small child lost at a carnival. "Yes," she said after a bit. "Yes, of course, you're right. I'm sorry, Connie. Lately it seems my mind is—" She didn't finish the thought. Instead of walking over the nightstand and gently taking the wreath of a lunar tear from the drawer, the flower petals had aged to a brilliant whiteness, and Connie thought it was more beautiful now than she received it. "You're going to be a true woman soon," Grandma said. She placed the flowers in the girl's hair. "So that means less chatter about shades and building, defensive walls, and more talk about how beautiful you've become." Annoyed, Connie reached up to remove the garland, but the look on the grandmother's face stopped her hand. "You're a beautiful thing," said the old woman, and there ain't another like you in all the world. I'm very proud of you." "Okay, Grandma, that's enough. Goddamn compliments for one day. Such a mouth on you. Where did that come from? Gee, I wonder." "I'll teach you to sass me, girl," yelled Grandma suddenly. She lured forward and grabbed Connie by the ear, pulling her around the room with a crazed grin on her face. "Grandma," yelled Connie in a quacking voice. "Grandma, stop it. What the hell?" The old woman stared at her and blinked and slowly held her wrinkled hands out as if it was the first time she had ever seen them. "Oh, I didn't know what happened there. I'm sorry, girl. Sometimes my mind just—" Connie thought the look on her grandmother's face was the most heartbreaking thing she'd ever seen. "Listen," she began, "maybe I should stay home after all." "No, I won't have you stay here to keep an eye on an old cogger like me. You go get your fruit and your wall and whatnot. I'll be fine, and when you come back, I'll have a nice grasshopper dinner waiting for you." Connie rolled her eyes, then kissed her grandmother on the forehead, and made ready to depart, trying desperately to ignore the worry that was gnawing at the walls of her heart. Don't turn around, she told herself, and the temptation was too great. She spun on her heel for one final look and saw a small, bent woman standing in front of a ramshackle, but with a sad expression on her face. God, she looked so old now. It's like the wind could reach down and just carry her away. Kaine worried about her grandmother all day, causing her work to suffer. What little fruit she could collect was tossed carelessly into the wheelbarrow, and she was found a couple of stones before losing interest in the project. Finally, at dusk approached, she decided to call it a day. Cursing herself for the lack of focus, Kaine pushed the nearly empty wheelbarrow to the path. As she crested the final hill, she suddenly froze in place. The wheelbarrow fell from her fingers, collapsing on its side, sending a few pieces of wrinkled down fruit down the hill. Her eyes fixated on the grandmother's house was ablaze. Grandma? Grandma! Oh, I'm sorry. I saw her stimp. Kaine ran then and faster she had moved in her life when she tripped on a stone and went sprawling into the rocky ground, but she leapt to her feet, continued running, unmindful of the blood that spilled from her wounded hands and knees. As she got closer and closer, Kanye's mind began to race. When the foot fails, it's too dark. It's too dark. No, just fire. Can't be fire. Too much smoke. Gotta save her. Gotta save her. She burst into the front yard. Came to a sudden halt. Her worst suspicions confirmed. The smoke from the fire was mingling thick, icky blackness of an enormous shade. The massive creature supported itself on 3 twisted feet, achieved balance through means of a large armored tail. Scales, horns, and claws sprouted from its body in its random chaotic pattern, giving the appearance of a lizard designed by some insane god. Seeing Kanye, it let out a roar and flicked its tail, sending small whirlwinds spinning around the yard. Okay, so that's why she was chasing that, like, lizard creature. For a moment, the creature retreated into a shimmering, icky blackness, as if her mind was unable to comprehend that such a thing could actually exist, but then the smell hit her, a blend of rotted meat and excitement, and the horror became real once more. The creature bellowed again, and this time Kanye responded with a scream of her own. Oh. Alright, you bastard. She thought her scream echoed at the high cliffs around them. It's you or me. Let's go. The shade eyed Kanye with a bemused interest. No, dude, seriously, Don, this is a fucking ASMR. I've been streaming for, what was it? I've been streaming for 40 minutes. I've been fucking, I've been reading for like a good 35 minutes. Because I did 5 minutes doing the tags. So literally, for like 35 minutes, I've been nothing but reading. I have not fought anybody. I have not done anything. I don't know if this is the whole B route. If it is, I'm gonna fucking make it a YouTube video. Stop biting me. Yeah. With dread building in her heart, Kanye glanced toward the house. Through the smoke and flame, she spotted a small figure struggle. Grandma! At the sound of her voice, the old woman began waving frantically. She's alive, thought Kanye. Alive! Kanye spread legs to life as she raced across the yard toward the flaming wreckage of the house. Before she could advance more than a few steps, the shade opened its mouth and let out a powerful roar. I'm pretty sure that's what it did. The blast sent Kanye tumbling down through the air before smashing her against the rocky earth. Stars danced in front of her eyes as she tried to remember how her legs worked. Get up. Get up. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Now. As Kanye struggled to her feet, the shade stomped towards the house, pinned her grandmother to the ground with the tip of the claw. The old woman struggled to move the claw from her stomach, but she might as well have been pushing a mountain. She coughed really, sending a small spray of blood into the air, then collapsed to the ground, her energy spent. Kanye lurched to the feet, only to fall back to the earth with the grass. Her ankles were on fire. One or both of them were surely broken. Ignoring the pain that screamed through her body, she began dragging herself across the ground. What? That's what she did. Leaving a trail of dust and blood in her wake. Grandma, hold on. Tita longer. Her grandma's face turning blue, her eyes rolling back until only the white were exposed. Kanye pulled herself across the ground with maddening slowness. The distance seeming to increase with every second of the pass. Every second that passed, the shade glanced between the two women and flicked its tongue. Yeah. Its giant mouth turning up at the corners, short, panting breaths belched from somewhere deep inside its core. Bastard! Laughing at us! She had no idea how such a mindless creature could experience emotion, but there could be no doubt that shade was taking joy into their suffering. Yeah, I see your plan. The shade moved its claws slightly, allowing Grandma to breathe again. It was clearly keeping her alive, only to snuff out the life when Kanye was close enough to touch her. I'm gonna kill this bastard. Summoning all of her strength, Kanye rose to her feet. There was a sickening snap from her ankle. As the foot twisted backwards, but she forced it from her mind and began to hobble toward the monster. Pulling a small knife from the pouch. Oh, wait, what? A small knife from the pouch of her waist, she leapt on the foot that pinned her grandmother and wept, "Give her back! Give her back to me!" It was like stabbing a rock. After a few swipes, the knife broke at the hilt with a dull snap. The shade panted laughter again, then raised its tail and sent it rushing through the air. The young girl that was lashed to its foot kinda never had a chance. The tail struck her square in the chest and sent her crashing into the burning wreckage of the home. As she laid on the ground with blood pouring from multiple wounds, a small weak voice spoke up. Kanye? Kanye's vision blurred, but she forced herself to focus on the sound. Finally, her eyes cleared enough for her to make out her grandmother's hands reaching out through the smoke. Grandma! Carter, you gotta run. You can't miss this one. Kaine grabbed the hands and held with all of her strength. Grandma, come on. We have to go. The old woman coughed loudly. One of her hands, slick with blood, slipped from Kaine's grasp and thumped to the ground below. Grandma, no! I'm pretty sure that's what's happening right now. You have to live, you have to get through. The thought would stay forever unfinished before she could say another word. The shade's crawling foot descended, smashing through the remains of the roof, down upon the shattered figure of the old woman. Blood oozed from the gaps in the creature's toes as the terrible putrid smell assaulted Kaine's nose once again. She stared at the foot, dumbfounded, convinced that she was seeing could not be possibly real. When the creature finally lifted its appendage... Huh? What? Excuse me? All that remains underneath was a twisted, unrecognizable mass of rubble and red. Her grandmother was gone. Kaine blinked, trying to feel the hands which had been hers just a moment before. For a fleeting instant, she could remember the warmth of the embrace, the trembling of the fingers, but then sensation drifted away on the breeze. It was gone. Memories flashed through Kaine's mind, one after the other, faster and faster, until they became a meaningless jangle of noise. Kaine screamed, then a thunderous sound that echoed the cliffs and seemed to roll away forever. I'm sure that's happening right now. The shade eased forward, black ichor pouring from its mouth and dissolving into smoke on the ground below. The earth shook with every step as it crept toward its prey. Kaine's body slowly rose as if controlled by a mad puppet master. Her arms and legs were bent at impossible angles. Her head lolled dangerously to the side, yet somehow she managed to stand. Staring at the shade, her eyes began to glow with a deep red fire. The creature, so confident just moments before, took a slow, hesitant step backwards, trying to discern if this broken human could possibly pose a threat. Kaine seized the moment, laughing like a mad woman. She leapt into the air and plunged the shattered hilt of her knife deep into the leg of the shade. The shade shook the knife, shook Kaine off like a fly, sending her crashing to the earth once again. Her chest rose and fell slowly, as if great weight was resenting on it. Most sounds of pain echoed through her mind. Something warm, thick, oozed from her ears. Is that blood? I think it is. I think I'm bleeding to death. No. Can't die. Grandma told me to live. Deep inside Kaine's mind, something finally broke. The sound, the pain, the smoke, and flames, all of it faded away, and so all that remained was a single incantation. Repeated over and over. Kill it! Kill it! Kill it! Kill it! Kill it! Kill it now! As the spark that was Kaine slowly began to flicker and die, she felt her desire to kill and her desire to live blend into one. The distance between heartbeats grew longer. What, so is that what the fuck she was dreaming about the whole fucking time while she was in there?
The beast approaches. Oh, I know.
I'll show you! How the fuck do I play? Buster Blade!
What anger this creature must have. How did it even survive these past 5 years?
I'm not gonna let this happen again. It dies today.
Yeah.
It's not the blade with the...
Hold up. How the fuck do I play again? Is there a way I can look at the controls? Custom. Okay. Heavy. Jump. Again, a whole bunch of PSN credentials, so I'm just assuming. Magic and abilities. Evade.
The user, strike it down.
Take that. Yeah. Hold up. Lance is okay. I need that hand. Where the hand at? Got a fucking fist. Gotta let this shit go. Bitch. Oh shit. I did it. I'm gonna fuck you up. Even when I have remembered how to play, I can still fucking fist you to 9,000. Fucking choke you. Do not put me in another dream. Don't put me in another dream. Motherfucker! Gently, weakly, softly, shade, sure that its tormentor was dead, turned and stopped off toward the horizon, stopping along the way to bellow one final roar. Couldn't kill it. Shame beyond imagining, Kanye turned, tried to turn her head to the side, but only succeeded in coughing up a huge gout of blood. It was getting difficult to see, and only after a moment of fierce concentration did she realize that her left eye was gone. Laughing to herself, she turned her remaining eye to the ruins of her home and noticed a ragged stump of an arm resting a few feet. Yeah, that's mine, she thought with a mad giggle. This is gonna make clapping a real bitch. Wah, 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 wah. Ha! Cried a sudden voice from the depths of her mind. Finally gonna die, are ya? Well, you had it coming. Go to hell, Demo. She thought it was an unseen assailant. Go to hell before I pluck out your eyes and feed them to a dog. The voice of her childhood terror evaporated into smoke, only to be replaced by another more recent voice. Hold still, said the prophecy, materializing from the ruins of like a ghost. I want to draw you. That way you can live forever. No, stop. Don't want to live forever. I want to die right here. I see, he said quietly. Well, if that's what you want. The spectacle shopkeeper flooded in and out of existence for a moment, then produced a piece of paper and sketched quickly. After a few seconds, he turned the page to Kanye and smiled. Since you rejected my offer, I decided to draw someone else. It was a picture of her grandmother, real as life. Kanye opened her mouth to thank the man, but stopped as the picture began to blacken in the middle. Before she could say anything, dozens of multi-legged insects began to swarm across the image, tearing it with sharpened pincers. Stop! No! Don't hurt that picture! Kanye reached out with her remaining arm and waved futilely at the air. To her surprise, the insects fell off the picture to the ground below, where they vanished into these tiny tendrils of smoke. Relieved, Kanye turned good-eyed to the picture, only to open her mouth in a silent scream. The sketch now showed her grandmother as she truly was, a smashed, unrecognizable lump of nothing. The apothecary smiled and then broke into a jolly dance. See that? He cried as danced his jig. It's perfect now. She looks just like you. Ah-cha-cha-cha. I look like that? Oh God. Oh God. I'm gonna die. I'm drowning in despair. Kanye let her head back in the mud and smoke of her ruined house and waited for the end to come. But just before she let everything go, an unfamiliar voice began whispering in her ear. Ain't you got a wish, sunshine? The voice was vulgar and fierce at the same time, as if insanely had somehow found a way to take form. Kanye wanted to scream as the voice crawled under her skin, but her lungs refused to work. You know, a wish? Like a prayer or something? Why don't you get on your knees and start praying to heaven? Please, invisible man in the sky, save me. Shave me. Wah, 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 wah. Kanye finally resorted to shouting at the voice with her mind. I don't make wishes. They don't come true for me. I'm a curse. A freak. I should be left to die. The other voice boomed in her ears. Wow! Oh God, you are the best. Kanye glanced down and saw a black, shiny substance oozing from her legs. Oh, God, man. The fucking Christ, dude. Oh, golly. No. I want to get over this fucking reading at least. That way, the next part I do with this, because I heard this was only like 4 hours, something like that. So, it shouldn't be too long. But her remaining arm would no longer respond. The substance slowly crept around her feet and then began moving up towards the rest of her body. Is this death? Is this what it's like? Or is my mind just losing itself? She could feel the slime oozing upward, feeling the hot, searing pain it left in its wake. Whatever else might be happening, she was still alive. And this is where... Come on, said the voice. Let it go. Kanye tried to ignore the voice, concentrate on the pain, but the newcomer would have none of it. Don't ignore me, sunshine. You ready to give up? You ready to die? So why not let me have it? Have what? Your body. Come on. Give it to me. Give it to me. I want to stand on the ground, feel the rain, taste the wind. The voice paused, as if licking its lips when it resumed. It was filled with mad, unabated joy. And I want to take your hands and use them to choke the goddamn life out of people. I want to tear out their throats and bathe in their blood just like before. Whoa, who the fuck is saying this to her? In response, Connie shifted her head and vomited. The warmth of crept down her front and mingled with the pain and encroached black ooze. Are you a shade? Wah. Yeah, maybe. What of it? The slime reached her face, crept up past her nose, and slowly oozed into the socket of her missing eye. That moment, it touched her brain. Kanye was struck by the most powerful sensation she'd ever felt in her life. It was ecstasy. She wanted to scream with delight, but all she could manage was a small, whimpered moan. Feels good, don't it? Asked the voice with a chuckle. Yeah, what can I say? I know how to please the ladies. Excuse me. Now give me that body. Come on, give me the body. Now give me more of this feeling. It's a fair trade. A black lump began to protrude from Kanye's side as she watched it grew longer and thicker, eventually taking the form of her missing arm. I can see better, she thought. Why, I must be growing back too. The slime reached up to envelope the rest of her face, but she managed to brush it away. Stop, she whispered, marveling how she regained her voice. Stop. The black ooze hesitated as if considering this request, then quickly shimmered down her body before disappearing into a cloud of smoke. Oh, what the hell, sunshine? Screamed the voice. We had a deal. I thought you wanted to die. Grandma said, can't die yet. A brief image of her grandmother, bloodied and broken, flashed before her eyes. She saw the shade that had killed her and heard its mocking laugh, then closed her eyes and forced the image in front of her mind. Her whole body was quaking with rage. When she opened her eyes again, they burned bright red. That thing took my grandmother. Have to kill it before I die. Kanye glanced down and saw a mysterious pattern. The pattern of the shades burned itself into her left arm. Well, I'll be damned, said the voice cheerfully. Look at that, sunshine. I think you and me are going to be good friends now. Kanye stared intently at her arm. The more emotional she felt, the more the letters seemed ready to puncture her skin and begin inflicting the rest of the body. The arms clearly had a will of its own now. Stop. Gotta stop. Holding her left arm in her right, Kanye took a deep breath and tried to calm herself. Come on, don't fight it, pleaded the voice. Hate's my favorite dish, and I'm hungry. Let it go. Feel the anger burn with the fire of revenge, thirst the blood, then go out there and shut up. Get the hell out of my body. Your body. Oh, that's rich, sunshine. Real rich. Look, why don't you just up and die so I can have the body to all myself? What do you say? But those buddies of yours in the area would love to see you dead. Kanye grabbed a nearby shard of glass and tried to saw off the shade-infected part of the side before she could. Her darkened left arm grabbed her right wrist, crushing it. Kanye screamed and then dropped the shard as the sound of bone crunching and bone filled the air. Wah, stupid idiot girl. You're possessed now, Sunshine, and there ain't no going back. The voice laughed. Jesus Christ. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to stay interested. It's an interesting story. It's just I have to read everything. To be fair, this is an old fucking game, but the fact that they couldn't do cutscenes with this shit. A loud, long wall that seemed to go on with possessed? Whispered Connie. Yeah, possessed. You and me? We got what you might call a timeshare arrangement. Remember how folks used to think you were a freak? Well, wait till they get a load of you now. Connie looked up, tears in her eyes. The sky seemed smaller, somehow darker. Is this because of that shade? Is this how they see me? So, listen, for the voice. I know the whole possession thing seems a bit sudden, but it ain't all bad. There's plenty in it for you, too. I'm a very powerful creature, Sunshine. And now that the power belongs to you, you got enemies, people you want to kill, I can make it happen. That little fat kid who kept picking on you, that big old shade that squashed your granny, well, wrap them up in their own assholes. No more abuse for you, Sunshine. No more pain. Well, wait. You're a shade. Why would you help me kill another shade? What? You think I'm some kind of racist? Some killing snob? I don't give a goddamn who you murder, honey pants. I just want to drink from the well. Connie considered this as she struggled to her feet, the power of the shade coursing through her. The smoke from her house was drifting with the wind, and she enjoyed the way the cool evening breeze fell on her new left arm. After a long pause, the voice spoke up again. So, how about it? You and me? We can have some good times together. Look, I'll even take care of the bloody part if you don't want. Fuck off, asshole, murdered Connie. I'll handle the killing. Gwah! Screamed the voice. Look at you go. Oh, Sunshine, we're gonna have so much fun. So listen, my name is Tyran, and if you ever need me, I'll just be hanging out in the piece of the meat you call a heart. Now get to it. The more you kill, the more your heart turns rotten and sour. And I like rotten and sour. Connie found herself nodding to the voice. Yeah, she said. Yeah, I think this can work. I'm gonna find that shade, and I'm gonna strangle it with its own guts. And when I'm done, I'm gonna do the same to you, Tyran. Count on it. Ha! That Tyran. I've shit bigger than you, so good luck with that. Oh, and hey, one more thing. Right now, you and me are sharing this body, but if you ever run out of hate, if you ever, go soft, now I'm gonna take over everything. So keep on killing, Sunshine, and watch your back. The voice grew fainter and gradually faded away, fading to somewhere deep inside Kanye herself. Kanye waited until she was sure that the voice was gone, then waved her new left arm around a few times. It feels perfectly normal, she thought. It feels like mine. Desperately, she began poking, prodding the new limb, determined to find something wrong with it. She didn't want to feel normal. That would mean the creature inside her had already won. I am not a shade. I am Kaine. Repeating the mantra in her mind, she slowly began digging around the rubble of her house, being careful to ignore a certain red-stained spot to the corner. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity of heartbreaking work, she found what she was looking for. It was the wreath of the lunar tears. Though I'd been through hell and back, the garland petals were as bright as ever. Connie started to place it in her hair, and slowly lowered the wreath and stared at it. I'm sorry, Grandma. I'm so sorry, but I don't deserve to wear this anymore. I'm possessed, corrupted, a freak, and this time, I don't think there's any going back. Holding the flowers to her heart, Connie fell to the ground and sobbed. As night gradually lightened, tears could somehow wash away the horror that now infected her world.
Alive. Stay alive. Stay alive.
Grandma.
Kaine, you gotta live. You gotta come back to us.
Oh, hey. Emil, you were the one calling me, weren't you?
You still recognize recognize me?
Of course. I knew you right away.
Thank you, Kaine.
Welcome back, Kaine.
Wow. You grew up. So, how long has it been?
5 years.
Shit. That's a long time. Any luck with Yona?
We are still no closer to finding her. We need a way to locate the Shadow Lord.
By the way, this is for you.
Is that a lunar tear?
It's not as good as your grandmother's, but I tried.
No, it's great. Thank you.
Kaine waking from her long, petrified sleep. Emil's unflagging kindness. Our reunion was a happy one, and we let it wash over us like rain. That is, until Devila and Popola had to go and ruin it all. Are you kidding me? You can't be serious!
Please, try to understand. People are tired and scared, and... I'm sorry. I'm sorry you have to bear the brunt of that.
This is crap, and you know it!
It's okay. We can sleep outside.
No one's sleeping outside. You and Kaine saved this village, and now they want to run you out?
People are afraid of us. And really, I understand. I mean, look at me. As long as you're still with us, I can deal with it. Right, Kaine?
I'm used to sleeping outside.
But...
We'll see you later.
Sorry about this.
What is the matter?
Kaine always sleeps outside. I never thought about that until just now. Never even occurred to me. Damn it.
Finally.
We should turn in.
Yeah. So do I get to be Kaine now, or am I still me?
I didn't get much sleep that night. For the first time in my life, I hated Devila. For the first time in my life, I doubted Popola. But those feelings are pointless in the end. They said and did what they did for the sake of the village. To protect it from the horror of the Shades. Really, how can I blame Devila and Popola? In the end, I'm just as bad. Because I never once stopped to think about Kaine and Emil's situation myself.
Cool. So while... Okay, cool.
I should apologize to Kaine and Emil, but what good would that even do?
I got a fire going, Kaine.
Wait, is that...
Campfires? I'm so happy to get to talk to you again, Kaine.
Yeah, me too.
I tried everything I could think of to save you, you know.
Let's away real quick. Sorry. I'm enjoying the game. It's just, oh god, dude, that fucking reading. That took an hour. That took an hour. And it took like the full hour because, you know, I had to start the stream. But even then, let's say like 50 minutes. That took like 50 minutes, man. It's a long time. And now, golly. The story better be different. Well, of course the story's gonna be different, but meaning just like, I better at least play as Kaine. Like, make it worth it, you know what I mean? Make it worth why I fucking read all that for an hour. Because listen, man, if I wanted to read, and if you guys just wanted to watch that, I could have done an hour-long ASMR. Or a fucking, technically, like a fucking, I don't know, a 6-part one.
I polished you with a special cloth? I poured warm water over you?
Wait, you poured water on me?
Yeah, but it didn't really do much except make you all shiny.
Hey, Emile. Thanks for saving me.
I guess you noticed how I look different now.
I'm sorry, Emile.
Oh,
I'm sorry for all of it.
Well, I mean, this new form isn't all bad, you know? At least I can look at you when we talk, right? Hey, so why don't you tell me something about yourself?
I'm not very interesting. Sorry.
Come on, I just want to know you better. Please?
Fine. This all happened when I was a kid. Before the whole shade possession thing. My body is different. And when the villagers found out about it, they started treating me like a freak. But one person, my grandmother, accepted me just as I was. No matter how bad things got. She gave me the strength to keep going.
She's really special to you, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, hey! That gives me an idea. Since we cured your petrification, we should start looking for a way to cure your possession in my body. I know we can do it if we all work together. Heck, it'll probably be super easy.
Let me guess. More warm water?
Okay. Can we just forget I told you about that?
Nah, this time we're trying cold water. There's just me fucking stalking them.
Sleep well?
Sure.
And yet your red eyes tell a different tale. Don't be so hard on yourself, lad.
I need to go see Devila and Popola.
Very well. What might that be?
It's Mom's diary.
I have not heard you speak much about your mother.
She got the Black Scrawl and died when I was little.
My apologies for bringing it up.
It's all right. I can barely remember her face anymore. This is the only thing I have left of her. Reading it helps remind me of when we were still a family.
I see.
But the final entries get a little strange.
In what way?
Well, here, take a look.
Say there, can you not hear me?
What the hell is this? What?
Why are you standing about like a slack-jawed ninny?
Sorry. Felt like I was dreaming or something.
Sleeping on one's feet is quite the talent indeed.
This his father?
Come now, there's the door.
Right. Let's go.
Sure. Yo, what the fuck? Who the fuck am I? I like the music. What the fuck? Fuck off. Joe, you can. Nice. Okay. Fucking punch you. Let's go. Woo! Okay. Oh yeah, as soon as I use the other ones, it goes away. Forgot about that. Whoa. Oh. Shit. Get out of here with that weak ass shit. Black Skull, a lot. Lost testing a white book. False truth. Where am I? Or am I I think I did say this before. I could be necessarily my other self. And maybe this is how I grew up. Also, I know I leveled up. Is this my strongest weapon? Gilmar Weiss. Because I'm using a one-hand one. Wow, it's only level 2. Huh. Why am I so much stronger than them? Not complaining. That way I can at least run around while they're fucking shooting this shit at me. Ouch! Cool. Okay, so I do have the iron wall. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, sorry. I'm looking at something right now. Okay. I was just making sure I was actually going the right way. That's it. I was making sure, like, I'm actually doing what I'm supposed to be doing here. That's it. I looked up a little playthrough, but I didn't watch it. I just fast-forwarded it to where I saw where I was. That's it. Not cheating or nothing. I know nothing of the story still. Well, I technically know the A route. But it's because everything just seems so, like... It's like, what the fuck's going on? Am I even doing the right thing? Shit. Yeah. Ugh. Oh. Oh. Being a bitch. Whoa. Lucky. Ah. 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 Bitch. Whoosh. I may kill them a bit easily, but when they hit me, you best believe I fucking feel it. One-handed sword, huh? Fuck off. Ugh. Fuck off. Mm. Oh, mama! Give me a second, sir. Like that? That you did. Oof. Fuck off. Fuck off. Just do the same goddamn move. Okay. I'll fuck you from behind. Bitch!
Wow.
Yeah. Look at me. Oh. A side scroller like. No. No, I didn't mean to. What was that? Take that fucking armor right off you. Woo! Move it. Yeah. Whoosh. Hold up. Fuck off. No, fuck off. Fuck off, you're done. You're done. Fucker. Woo! Woo! Yeah. Fuck yeah. Ah! Fuck off. You bitch! Oh, you're a bitch. Oh, you're fucking lucky. Oh my goodness. I got some for you. I got some for you. Alright, you wanna do that? That's fine. I was fucking lying to your ass. Yep. Now do that. Excuse me? There you go. Guess what? What's wrong? You like that? You like that shit, boy? Yeah! Okay, cool. Whoa, whoa. Oh, it's this guy. Nice. Fuck off. Later. Woo! Obtain the... Oh, I obtained that outfit? That's pretty cool. Hmm. I think I'm like level what, 27? So I'm just one level technically below. Whoa. Uh-oh. That's not nice. Ooh. Wait, what? Whoa. What do you mean by that? Oh, so I can't do that? I don't get it. Oh, the magic spewing bat. What, so I can't use that again? Let me see. Let me try Dark Hand. So I can't use my magic. Okay. Okay. Fine. Yeah, I got need that to whip your ass. Let's do it because I like doing it. Wait, what? The leaping rabbit. Oh, okay. So I can't leap. So I have my magic back. Okay. You guys act like that's a bad thing. I could just dodge. Call this a challenge? Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here with that shit. I know what I can in black and white, 13 packs, the vessel's form, whatever. Ooh. What the fuck? Get the fuck out of here. I don't think I've ever faced a shade like you before. That one was weird. Oh, okay, cool. Hula! Hula! Who wants it? Who wants it? Who wants it? Get him. Fuck. 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 Eepa! Eepa! Alright. Only takes one. Hola! You too. Crash skip. Hola! Cool. Go on and get. It's pretty cool. Just going through the levels. I feel like I went through there before. This level was always confusing. Can't go in there. It's right on top too. That should have been in. I just went in here, right? Cool. Now this way. The green? Huh? Cool. Okay, just a little item room. Ooh, what's that? Nice. Whoa. Woo. Ooh. Can't go in there. I can go in here though.
Seems we have been shut in.
By what? Fuck. 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 Fucking spammers. Fucking hate this. Whoa!
It seems we have been...
Oh, goodness. This is gonna hurt. What? Pussy. Wow. Down the ground. Do it with you in a bit. Stay on the ground. Woo! Yeah. I got a letter from Mel. He said Leon is super strong and really, really cool. The scream of something inhuman. Okay. Cool. Back up. Uh-oh. Back up. Cool. Come on. Yeah. Ugh. Back up. Back up. Back up. Woo! Ow, that hurt. So worth it. Cool. Woo! They're flying? Oh, yo. Get that away from me. Back up. Back up. Just in case it runs out. They're all lining up. There's one more somewhere. Right there. There you go. Whew. Alright. The sky falls with the dragon. The world ends this day. Back up. Back up. Streamer, what are you doing? I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm doing the B route and all of a sudden they just make me reach it and then now I'm fighting. I have like no idea what the fuck this is. It's phantasm. Oh. Yeah, the hand is the best one. To me, anyway. Watch it. Look at that. Fucking drained his armor. That killed him, actually. Holy shit. Throwing yourselves at me. Bitch. Bitch. Okay, cool. Sorry about that. Okay. Bitch. Whew. Who else is alive? Get your ass up. I'm surprised I didn't hit. Yeah, throw yourself. You're lucky. No, seriously. Fuck! And I got my ass. So right now I don't even know what I'm doing. They just he picked up a letter from his mom, and then he's like, the last part of it is weird, and Vice is like, how? And they fucking brought me into this. So I'm wanderously just fighting. Big ass. Why the fuck am I on him? No, I was fighting this guy. I'm about to fist both of you. Oh. Ooh, ooh, ooh! Got something for your big ass. But yeah, Dawn, probably after this, because I know I'm nearing the 2-hour mark, so I'm probably gonna take a little break after this. After this, Will wanted to play Dead by Daylight, so if you wanted to join, you can. Ooh, you're fucking lucky. Ooh, you're lucky. I'm about a fucking Superman. Come here. Do it again. What? Notice how my blast do look different too. It's not red, it's a bit of orange. If anything, looks more like it's on fire. So I thought that's pretty cool. So obviously it's not me. Or maybe it is. Again, different universe. Fucking annoying. That had to be the last one. Alright, cool, man. But yeah, that's whenever I finish that. Because I at least want to get bored of Splatoon. Well, yeah, Splatoon's very straightforward. I mean, if you play it too much, you'll burn yourself out. Especially since the matches don't take long. First off, let me already get them out. Let me already get them out. Cool. Oh, you've been doing salmon run? But yes, especially since you can just continuously do it. Yeah, I take advantage of that. It was not like that in Splatoon 2, which sucked. Which was really... Oh, there you are. I'm like, who else is like flying in front of me? Oh, they're dying, and so simply. I don't even think I need to do the fucking lance. Fucking bore. Golly. Oh, they're at the bottom. They said we made you do a hour of mindless reading. Now another hour of mindless combat. Get me out of this level, please. I always hated being on the fucking raft. Cool. Obtain the samurai outfit. Nice. What, the one that was just playing? Let me guess, there's a fucking third door, right? Yep, of course. Yeah, it's Nier music, man. Nier music is the best. You sense something terribly sinister beyond this door. On the other side, unless your soul is at least level 33. I don't even know what level I am anymore. But I know it's not 33. It's a boat. Oh, 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 oh. Uh-oh. Hold on, give me a second. Are these challenges, or am I meant to do this? Because I swear I feel like I'm just fucking walking. It literally feels like I'm just doing challenges. That's all I feel like I'm fucking doing. I feel like I'm doing literally fucking nothing. They are just challenges. I could walk out anytime. Okay, cool. Let me die then. Kill me. Ah. Kill me. Ah. But I am meant to do the first door. It's just, after that you could, cool. Put me down. Put me down in my prime. Please put me behind the door. God.
My word.
Something wrong?
I feel as if I've just awoken from a most unpleasant dream.
I know what you mean. That happens to me whenever I read it.
Trust me. It was unpleasant. What is it? Alright. Alright, I'm gonna take a little break from this, because, Jesus Christ, all that, like, mindless wandering fucked with me, and knowing those were challenges. Yeah. Not too happy about that. Alright. Well, we'll come back to this later. Actually, I don't remember if I saved, even though I just saved. Cool. Alright. Now I'm out of here.